everybody. Got another battle report here for you. Another 2,500 point battle. Lord Tremendous, that's me, versus Korgoth Fellblade of the Dark Elves. I'm not sure what a Korgoth is, but it scares the hell out of me. This is another practice game, of course, for the Alamo GT. I'm playing a friend who's not going, but, you know, it's always good to get as much practice in with your army prior to the tournament, and at this point, I think it was like 3 or 4 days away, so I was already nervous. But, yep, my list is the same list it's been for months. I know, bear with me. It's almost there. The next battle reports are the Alamo GT ones, so hey, we're almost there, baby! We're almost there. As always, my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous, is my general. He's got the Mark of Tzeentch. He's a level 4 wizard. He's got Chaos Armor with Wings, Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, Other Trickster Shard, Demon Blade, Soul Feeder, Scale Skin, Laura Metal. Oh my! My hero choices are my Exalted Hero, Tardum, the Herald of Tzeentch. He's got the Mark of Tzeentch. He's my BSB, Demonic Mount, that's Barded, Great Weapon, Talisman of Preservation, Poisonous Slime, and a Third Eye Tzeentch. Last but not least is my Chaos Sorcerer, Ashicus the Muse. He's Mark Slaanesh. He's a level 2 wizard. He's on a Steed of Slaanesh, the Slickness. He's got the Enchanted Shield, the Luckstone, the Ruby Ring Ruin, Skullika Tom, and the Laura Slaanesh. Because he kills people savagely sometimes. My core choices are a brick of 24 by Chaos Warriors with the Mark of Tzeentch, Full Command, Hand Weapon Shield, Banner of Eternal Flame. I had a unit of 5 Chaos Warhounds with poison attacks. I had 5 Marauder Horsemen, with the Mark of Slaanesh, Band of Musician, Spears, Shields, and Throwing Axes. I gave them everything, and they give me nothing. And, of course, I had 2 Chariots, 1 Mark Tzeentch, and 1 Mark Slaanesh. The Slaanesh one, of course, being Orcish Elegance. My special choices are my 5 by Hellstriders, the Pleasure Riders, with Banner, Musician, Spears, and Shields. My Chimera, Trifiction! with Poison and Regen, and of course, the one, the only, the Mutalith Vortex. Nothing better than the beast. My opponent's list was as follows. He had a Dreadlord, Korgoth Fellblade, I don't know how you pronounce it. It's one of those. Korgoth, tomato. He's on a cold one with light armor, sea dragon cloak, a shield, a giant blade, a dawnstone, and the Other Trickster Shard. His other lord choice is a supreme sorceress, Saphira Bale, level 4 wizard with a dark steed, Ring of Hotech, the Dispel Scroll, and the Lore Shadow. His hero choices were a master named Valen Darkblade. He's on a Dark Pegasus. He's got heavy armor, sea dragon cloak, a lance, and a Cloak of Twilight, or as I like to call him, the frickin' Psycho Elf. His other hero choice was another master, Alarinth Malfic. I'm probably mutilating the name. I apologize, it's what I do. He was his BSB. He had heavy armor, sea dragon cloak, great weapon, Talisman of Preservation, and the Iron Curse icon. His core choices were a unit of 20 by Dark Shards with Banner and Musician, a unit of 20 Witch Elves with Banner, Musician, and the Razor Standard. Oh, I'm sorry, his Dark Shards also had the Banner of Eternal Flame. Can't forget about that. Yeah, having flaming attacks with, like, your already badass shooting unit is almost like cheating. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, he had the Witch Elves, and then he had the 2 units of Dark Riders with Musician and Bows. He had his special choices were 20 by Executioners with full command, a unit of 9 Cold One Knights with full command and a Gleaming Pendant, and of course his rare choice were 3 Reaper Bolt Throwers, because 4 is tacky. Here are my spells, 4 from Metal, 2 from Slaanesh, 1 from the Ruby Ring of Ruin. Here's my opponent's spells, 4 from the Laura Shadow, and yes, they're shady. And here's deployment. My plan here was to send the Marauders after the his Dark Riders on the left flank there. The idea was simply to give him something to shoot at other than the rest of my army. The Chimera and the Chariot were going to try to go after Psycho Elf, while the Warriors, the Dogs, the BSB, the Mutalith, and the Tzeentch Chariot were going to try to get his Witches and his Executioners into place so that I could take them out. Meanwhile, my Demon Prince, my Hellstriders, and my Faith were going to go ahead and try to get a hold of his Cold One Riders and his right flank, because I just figured I had the best chance of surviving that. My opponent's right flank consisted of a unit of Dark Riders. His center, however, consisted of the bulk of his army. There's Psycho Elf on the left on a Dark Pegasus, his unit of 20 Executioners with his BSB inside, 3 Bolt Throwers to his rear, his unit of 20 Witch Elves, just looking for love, and his unit of Cold One Knights with his Dreadlord inside. His left flank consisted of his 20 by Dark Shards with the Band of Eternal Flame, and his proxy unit of Dark Riders with his, which are just the dogs, with what's-her-face, Saphira in there, his Supreme Sorceress. Here's my right flank. There's my Hellstriders with Ashikis and Lord Tremendous, my Demon Prince. My center, there's the Mutilith Vortex with my BSB and my dogs right there. There's my unit of warriors, and of course my Slanesh Chariot, Orcish Elegance. And of course there's Trifixion! And the useless Marauders that nobody really cares to look at. Don't even avert your gaze, they're horrible. Here's top of turn 1 after movement, and as you can see, I didn't get to go first. My opponent did. And he chose not to move at all. Not even a little bit. So, yeah. His magic really didn't do anything, so we went into shooting, and his shooting gets a hold of one of my Hellstriders. So, yeah, bummer. Yet, the same amount of shooting takes out 2 of my Marauders, so what can you do? Actually, less shooting takes out more Marauders, so the hell with Marauders. So here's bottom of 1 after movement, and I do some moving. My Chimera runs up to dare the Dark Riders to go after him. Meanwhile, the Demon Prince and everything else, literally everything just moves up. My idea here is, if you want to be boxed into a corner, I will box you into a corner. There's my remaining Marauder Horsemen. They're going to throw axes at the Dark Striders, and they do! And they're able to take one out, so that was kind of cool. Here's top of 2 after movement, and once again, very little. His Cold Ones move a little bit to face the Demon Prince because they know what's coming. Meanwhile, that's really about it. His Dark Riders run around the side of the Demon Prince, I think. I took this pic. No, there they are. So yeah, the Dark Riders and Saphira run behind the Demon Prince, so that was cool, I guess. His Psycho Elf did try to charge my Chimera and failed, so that was cool. Now they just kind of stand there and look at each other. Right over here, we just kind of face off at each other and get ready to just beat the ever-loving tar out of each other. I thought that was kind of a cool picture. I'm not sure if he tried to charge me or not. He may have tried to charge my Demon Prince. I don't recall, to be honest with you. During his magic phase, Saphira is able to get a bunch of hexes off on me, and then using the lore of Shadow's attribute, she's able to switch positions with his Dreadlord. And while I don't fully understand why he did that, he did, so I was going to try to take advantage. And I think when he used the Power of Darkness, he maxed it out and actually put a wound on her, so that was cool. Yeah, there's his Dreadlord now behind me. And again, I don't fully understand what the plan was here, but I guess it really wasn't my purpose to know. During his shooting phase, he's able to slip 2 more wounds through on Tremendous, so he's half dead now, which sucks. And the Dark Riders do me a favor and kill off 2 more Marauder Horsemen because they suck and they deserve to die in the most horrible way possible because I hate them. So here's bottom of 2 after movement, and yeah, the Demon Prince goes in. The hell with all this. He goes right into the Cold Ones because I need to use Soul Feeder to try to heal him up, and it's time to kill Elves. My Chimera charges at Psycho Elf, who flees and doesn't stay on the table. And that's really about it. My Mutilith runs over to give the Dark Riders a piece of his mind. Ashkis runs around to try to do a little something, basically sacrifice himself so they can't immediately charge Lord Tremendous in the rear. And everything else moves up, daring it to charge them. Right there's my Demon Prince into the Cold One Riders. And, you know, if my Demon Prince is going to die, he's going to die killing Elves. Here's a better picture of where Psycho Elf used to be. Trifection charged him, my opponent chose to flee, and he needed to roll a 10, 11, or 12 in order to flee off the table, and he rolled an 11. So, yeah, Valen Darkblade flees rather than face the might that is... Trifection! So yeah, that was awesome. During my magic phase, I'm able to use the Ruby Ring of Ruin to kill a couple of Dark Riders. They stayed, but it was still worth it. And in combat, Lord Tremendous gets a hold of the unit champion in a challenge, and the damn champion's able to slip a wound through because my toughness and strength is lowered significantly by the shadow magic, the withering and enfeebling foe. So I don't think that my Demon Prince has long to live in this game, but at least I took out an elf before he died, and that's what I care about. So here's top of 3 after movement, and there's been some, not much. For the most part, nothing charged. Some things danced around. I think his Dreadlord left the unit of what's it called? Dark Riders that were getting pummeled by my magic phase, and yeah, that's that. His magic phase was a wash, so we went to shooting, and his bolt thrower was able to put 1 onto my chariot. Luckily, it was only 1 instead of 3. However, Trifection's not quite as lucky, and the other bolt throwers were able to slip 2 wounds through on him. In combat over here, I put most of my attacks on Saphira. I put like 5 because I got 9 altogether. I put 6 attacks on Saphira and 3 on the unit. I ended up doing like 5 wounds in Saphira. It was awesome. So she died. His Supreme Sorceress is gone. And then I'm able to put like 1 more wound into the unit. With all those soul feeders, I was able to actually heal 2 wounds. So my Demon Prince is now back on fighting strength. And I win this combat. They're steadfast. The Lord's right there. They stay. But it's starting to swing my way. And that's now I've got to press home my advantage. So here's bottom of 3 after movement. And as you can see, the dogs have moved up to basically stay in the way of the Witch Elves. They're frenzied. They're not going to be able to keep making their frenzy check the entire time. And eventually, they're going to have to charge my dogs or be charged, because I have my chariot and my mutilate positioned in such a way that when the Witch Elves charge, since they're frenzied, I have no doubt they'll beat the dogs. Since they're frenzied, they have to overrun, and that'll be beautiful flank charges for my chariot and my mutilate, and I'm really looking forward to that. Meanwhile, if they continue to stay there, my warriors are going to charge them, and I think I've got that, because they're only strength 3, even with the Razor Standard. I'm freaking warriors. I've got this. Meanwhile, my BSB does get into combat with the flank of the Executioners. You know, I think my Chimera tried to charge the Executioners as well and failed his charge. So there he is right there. There's a BSB hitting the sweet spot on the Executioners. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. My chariot actually charges the flank of his Dreadlord. I figured, when am I ever going to get another shot at this? So I went for broke. I knew he probably had, you know, one hell of a save, but there's always hope. And at the very least, he's not charging anything. You know, it was a gamble. It was a gamble. During magic phase, the beast gets stupidity off on the remaining Dark Riders and kills 2 of them with toughness checks. So, yep, once again, the beast doing the beastie thing. During magic, I get glittering robe off on my chariot just in case this guy's got like some super great weapon of doom. And the Marauder Horseman throws another axe into the face of a Dark Rider and kills 1. Yay! During magic, I don't know why I screwed this up, but the Lash of Slanesh goes off. I kill 5 of his archers and 1 of his bolt thrower crew, which I thought was really cool. The Lash of Slanesh is devastating against elves, which makes sense. Slanesh likes to eat elves. During combat, I find out that his Dreadlord has a 1-up rerollable armor save. So yeah, my Strength 5 stuff is doing nothing to him. And in return, I get a wound put on me. So charge, flank to wound. I win by 1, but he's leadership 9, 10, 12. He makes it no problem. Over here in combat, my Demon Prince kills off another couple of knights. 2 or 3, I can't remember how many. Doesn't matter. They're dying. That's all I care about. They do lose combat, but nobody cares. They stick it out. Over here, my BSB is all like, die! And he does. He myrtleizes a ton of the elves. I mean, they're steadfast, but it's going the right direction. And his BSB is rejecting the challenge and going to the back. Even though they lose, they're steadfast, so they easily turn to face me after losing combat. And so they are positioned this way. But you know what? Tardum doesn't sweat them. Bring it on, elves. I'm going to rip your face off. So here's top of 4 after movement, and as you can see, there really hasn't been any because everything's either in combat or an archer, and nobody cares about archers. Do you take that back? The Witch Elves finally fall for the bait and go after the dogs. Well, I mean, really, I shouldn't even say he fell for the bait. He had no choice. Either the elves were going to hit the dogs and do what they were going to do, or they were going to be charged by the warriors next turn. or just stand there the whole time and do nothing. So a big old 200-point unit being stopped by a 35-point unit, he was out of options. It was either do nothing or do something. Meanwhile, his last remaining stupid Dark Rider passes his stupidity check, runs over, and gets in the way to Warriors, so they can't charge anything next turn but him. There's a better picture of the witches going into the pooches. Oh, yes, and his reavers finally tire of the cat and mouse and decide 3-on-1 is pretty good odds. They have overestimated my marauders. During his shooting phase, Trifection finally gets killed. All three bolt throwers turn, lock on, fire, and rip all three of his heads off. There's nothing I can do but cry. His archers take aim and fire at Ashicus and are able to put a wound through. They're able to slip past his 1-up armor save, so poopy. During combat, his witch elves obviously just wreck the dogs. I don't even get to attack. They just destroy them. So the dogs die. And when the dogs die, the warriors that are within 6 inches flee 12 inches. They flee boxcars because they panic because the dogs died. They just can't handle it. They're hardened warriors, but when their dogs get killed, they need a minute to gather their thoughts. Disgusting, but it is what it is. After they're overrun, the witches enter the kill box. The Mutilith and the Slaanesh Chariot are salivating. They're that excited. Combat over here with the Chariot into the Dreadlord. It turns out that charging him in the flank was a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. I immediately regret my decision, and the Noble easily, or his Dreadlord easily kills my Chariot, no problem. Korgoth is not a joke. But speaking of jokes, my Marauder Horseman goes down, no problem. Kill them. Yeah, he kills him, like, as an afterthought. I hope they tortured him. Right here in combat, Tardum continues to just beat the crap out of Executioners, but they slip 2 wounds through and almost kill him. It was actually very bad. So I don't remember if I win this combat or not, but regardless if I did or not, we stand. And over here in this combat, there's only 2 cold ones left, and my Demon Prince is now fully healed, thanks to Soul Feeder. So here's bottom of 4 after movement, and thank God my warriors rallied. My Slaanesh Chariot and my Mutilith charge into the adjoining flanks of the witches because the trap has been sprunged. And yeah, other than that, everything's in combat or dead. There's a better picture of Orcish Elegance and the Beast slamming into some witches. During my magic phase, Ashicus is able to get Cacophonic Choir off on the Dreadlord, and I think he does 1 or 2 wounds to him. I think it's just 1. But bottom line is, now he's always striking last, and that's huge. And now he's also got, he's also got the D6 movement, so he's not going that far either. During combat, my Demon Prince is easily able to finish off the last 2 knights, and I do not choose to turn to face his Dreadlord, because the way I see it is if the Dreadlord hits me, that's fine, because I'm unbreakable, but if he doesn't, then I'm going after the bolt throwers. It's time for them to go. In combat over here, more Executioners die. I don't take any more wounds for my trouble. They're still steadfast. They still stick. Over here, this combat with the Witch Elves is bloody as hell. The Mutilith, keep in mind, these are Strength 3 witches. Granted, they're poison attacks, but they're Strength 3 witches. They put 3 wounds on the Beast, 2 wounds on the Chariot, and I'm lucky and I'm able to kill like 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. 9 or 10 Witch Elves die. But, oh my god, they're steadfast and they stick it out, but they've lost Frenzy now, and wow, what a fight. So we go to top of 5, and yeah, his Dark Riders move around a little bit to just kind of, get in my way some. His Dreadlord does end up making it into the rear of my Demon Prince, and his Archers reform. See, there's a better picture of Korgoth going into the rear of Tremendous, which sounds funny when I say it like that. During his shooting phase, his archers are able to finish off Ashicus. I roll a 1, and that's the end of the ball game for him. It's too bad he did good this game. Over here, combination of bolt throwers, Dark Riders, and everything else, I lose 4 more warriors. And then in combat, the witches are able to put one more wound through on the chariot, and I slaughter all but like 3 of them. They break, they flee. The mulith ends up running 12 inches. The chariot goes about 9, and the witch elves don't go that far, and they die. So good riddance to elves. During this combat, I'm unable to do anything to his to Korgoth, but he actually slips a wound through. He wins this combat, but I'm unbreakable, so I don't care. And then with the executioners, once again, Tardom's just beating them down one after the other. His BSB keeps on going to the back, so she's not accepting my challenges. But yeah, it's going my way. I'm just trying to hold on to that last wound, you know? So here's bottom of 5 after movement, and my warriors go into the Dark Rider, the one remaining one. I think he was stupid last turn, so he had to stand, and I made it. I couldn't believe it. Meanwhile, the Mulith turns to try to get something done this game. And, well, something more done. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. He actually has done very well this game. And that's really about it. Here's a better picture of the warriors into the remaining Dark Rider. I know it looks like a dog, but really it's a Dark Rider. And there's a picture of, oh yeah, that's right, my Slanesh chariot made a long distance charge into the elves, just hoping to do something, you know. I might as well. They're going to shoot him off the table anyway. So in combat, my warriors easily take out his fast cav remaining unit guy, whatever. So it's points. I'll take points. And although I am able to kill 3 elves with impact hits, they are able to slip 1 wound through, and they kill off my Slanesh chariot. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. However, in this combat, my Demon Prince is able to slip like 4 or 5 wounds through, thanks to the Demon Blade. And yeah, if you ever needed any more proof that the Demon Blade was worth it, I rolled like 8 attacks, and I did like 5 or 6 wounds to Korgoth, and finished him off. He just couldn't make enough saves. The other Trickster Shard helped, sure, but hey, you know what? It is what it is, and normal attacks would not have allowed me to just pulp him like that. Not with his 1 upper rollable armor save. So yeah, let that be a lesson to all you people out there. The Demon Blade is worth it if you like to gamble. Or it can be anyway. I don't know. It's up to you. So here's top of 6 after movement, and there's not a whole lot. His elves reform to take some pot shots, and that's about it. Yep, see, just a simple reform for his elves. Nothing more than that. You know what I think happened here? Let me take that back real quick. When his Dreadlord got killed in combat, I think the elves fled. Sorry, it's been a little while since I played this game, but yeah, the elves fled and they rallied here and they reformed to face that way. So I apologize. That's what happened. So then we go to bottom of 6 because yeah, I kill more executioners, but nothing else really happens. So bottom of 6, the Demon Prince goes into the executioners because that's the most points left on the table, and that's what I want. So there we are. There's tremendous answering Tardom's call for help because let's face it, Tardom's close to death. I couldn't line them up perfect in here because, you know, physics, so it is what it is. But in combat, the Tardom Tremendous duo are able to easily kill off every single executioner. We don't even have to overrun, they're just dead. And yeah, that's the end of the game. So, needless to say, I just kind of did the glory shot there with the BSB and the Demon Prince working hand in hand to just kick ass and take names. It was a good game. I enjoyed it, and I got to kill a lot of elves, so that's really what's important to me. Quick timeout. Banners, banners, banners. Get you some banners. You want the banners. There's no reason not to get the banners. Send this guy an email. Hit him up on Facebook. Do something. Just go take a look. It's worth it. You can take 15 seconds out of your day to send this guy an email and say, hey, listen, saw your banners, like what I saw. What can you do for me? And what price range are we talking here? It's worth it. It makes your army that much better. Trust me, do it. It's very, very cool. Yeah, that's right, baby. Tokens. Get yourself some tokens. Wound counters, spell effects, everything that you can think of. This girl will make them. Send her an email. Be like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. They're dirt cheap. No set is worth more than $10. Okay, literally, if you've being charged more than $10, you're not talking to the right person. Get these counters; they're worth it, and they make the army work for you so much better because you stop forgetting things. So yeah, send her an email. Check it out. So yeah, in the end, it was a victory for Lord Tremendous. Again, I lost the sheet that had what the points were in the end, but trust me, it was a victory. He had very little left. I lost Ashicus, my Warhounds, my Marauder Horsemen, who cares? The Hellstriders, and the Chimera. He lost everything except for 3 Bolt Throwers, a unit of Dark Riders, and his Dark Shards. It was an epic game. Lord Tremendous was an all-star in this game. Man, my Demon Prince could do no wrong. I got lucky. You know, he was almost dead pretty quick, but the Demon Blade and Soul Feeder pulled it off, and yeah, I absolutely love my Demon Prince. And now I have to put this in there because I'd be wrong not to. My opponent was literally exhausted. We got together at 11 o'clock at night, and we played till about 2:00, 2:30 in the morning. So he was exhausted. He made a lot of mistakes due to the exhaustion. And so, as much as I'd love to say, you know, I totally whooped him and yada yada yada, he was like falling asleep on his feet. And yes, I will take advantage of somebody that's falling asleep on their feet. I'm not, you know, above that by any stretch of the word. But yeah, he was sleepy. So take this battle report with a grain of salt. Next time I face him, there's a very good chance he's going to pummel me. But yeah, still not a fan of the Marauder Horsemen. Granted, they did hold off an entire unit of Dark Riders for like half the game. Whoop the effing do. You know, I mean, come on, it's 150 points. The Hellstriders do more than that. But whatever. It's just one tournament I have to use them in, and that'll be it. But as always, it was a great game against a great opponent, and I'm demanding a rematch. And don't worry, buddy, if you're watching this, next time we play and it's late like that, I'm gonna bring you an energy drink. All right, it's on me. But yeah, guys, that'll do it. This is number 45, I believe, and this is my last practice game before the Alamo GT. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it. Yeah, so right after this game, I headed off to the Alamo GT, and the next 5 battle reports will show you how those all went for me. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, by all means, throw them in the comment section below, and I will be getting back to you as quickly as I can. But yeah, thanks.